What's up, everybody? So good. So good. What's up, everybody? What's happening? What's up, babe? You know, gotta jam out some. Call it a monologue. Yep. Call it a monologue. What's up? What's up, people? Gotta love the Denmark, eh? There's a lot of good shit that came out of there. And I found out about Undergang, that's how you pronounce it, through Matt Calvert's label, Dark Descent Records, because they ended up putting out that fucking beast of an album. Literally unfucking believable. This shit, it's fucking amazing, man. I don't know. Hold on. Yeah, Dark Descent Records. How do you even Dodenlager Alsar? This is my favorite album. I love all of their shit, but this in particular, unbelievable. And obviously they kick ass. And what I'm pissed about is they came around to Buffalo. They toured, I think it was 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago or so. They came around, they fucking toured, they came to Buffalo. They came to fucking Buffalo. And of course, I had to work. There was a lot of shit going on during that time too, man. I'm so pissed. But it's cool though, because I've been chatting with I believe David McCall in the band or whatever. He's the one who runs Extremely Rotten Records or whatever. So we've been chatting back and forth and trying to work on some things with yeah, again, more projects in the works that we can't really chat about right now, but seriously, be on the lookout though. But Denmark, there's some good shit happening over there, huh? Of course, we got some more under. Yep. I regret seeing Undergang too, man. It sucks. It fucking sucks, man. So yeah, this is a great release too. Just that fucking, it's got such a cool feel, a cool look. Fucking great band, dude. Great guys. And well, just the scene itself over there right now, right? Like, you guys fans of Frenolith? I would hope so. That fucking album. There's another album that's Dark Descent Records. Unbelievable. Shit's fucking stellar. Oh yeah. Dig the Undergang. There's that maxi single that just came out too. Fucking fantastic. What are your guys' bands from Denmark and Tafos? There's another fucking great band. And like I've mentioned before, this Fallen Angel is old school shit too. It's like 92, 93 stuff. There's re-releases and everything like that. You can get all this stuff through Extremely Rotten Records also. I don't know if you can get that through Dark Descent Records, but fucking killer. Yeah, so what other bands do you guys dig from over there? I know from the old days we got Time to Burn One. I gotta burn one after. I gotta try to not smoke in the house too much, because the problem is we have so much time on our hands, and I've been smoking a lot of weed, and I'm smoking it not in the house, that, yeah, do it afterwards. Yeah, Tafos rules, man. I was there too. Necrot co-headline, one of the last shows. Yeah, Necrot. Oh my god, exactly. I did get to see Necrot. That was cool. They played with Blood Incantation, Morbid Angel, and Cannibal Corpse. They did that in Buffalo. That was a great tour. Brandon, what's up, bro? What's up, Dan? We were talking about you yesterday, Dan, with Sin Eater and Blood Coven and everything like that coming out. So props to you, man. Old school all the way. Blood Coven. Make sure to check out Blood Coven. Oh, I know, Roger. I know it's you. There's Roger DiPiro. DiPiro. He's Mr. Buffalo Bro. He was in a grindcore band back in the day too. If you want to quote me on this, ill disposed, fucking A. Were you in the band at the beginnings? Because I have the demo. I have what fucking demo is it? 92 demo, 93 demo with the Statue of Liberty on it or whatever. Were you on that demo? I have that upstairs. But yeah, man. Check out Convent from Denmark also. Oh shit, eh? All right. Well, I'm into that. Always got to check some stuff out, man. If you guys want to put some options in the comments, I'm fucking down, man. I always got to listen to new shit. That's all I ever do is fucking listen to new shit all the time. Old new shit, new shit. Just listen to it all the time. Ex Mortem, Dawn of Demise. Fucking right. But yeah, I also want to give a props out to Severed Records. Fucking good bro Barrett from fucking Rochester. Keeping it fucking brutal forever. The guy's put out, I believe, over 200, 300, I'd probably say close to 300 releases. since he started Severed. And let's hear some Mortal Decay. Well, I guess we'll have to have another little sit down with Mr. John Hartman, our good buddy John Hartman there, who's also in Bludgeonment. He's been killing it in that. But yeah, Mr. John, old school Mortal Decay. Fucking right. Ken, what's up, bro? Convent are a very heavy all-female band. Yeah, Panzerchrist. That's right. There's another one too. But there wasn't a ton back then, though. That's the thing, though, right? It really picked up like lately with all these fucking bands, and these bands have been killing it, fucking killing it, man. They all yeah, it's just hard, man. Fucking Denmark rules, man. Sangui's bringing the beef, fucking beef, fucking right. Pestilent Age. Oh shit, that's right. What else? Oh, Ken, you're old school, dude. You got any old Denmark fucking death metal demos or anything like that kicking around? I'm sure you do, because you got a lot of shit. Again, thank to Ken from the Ken's Death Metal Crypt on YouTube there for hooking a brother up with some fucking, again, getting them all riled up on Canadian death metal and shit. So that's what we've been talking last couple of days, a lot of Canadian death metal, and then he's been throwing out the demos that he's got, like fucking Eulogy, Degeneracy. So I threw out a Medieval, a lot of Montreal stuff. Most of it was from Montreal. But yeah, man, good shit. Exploding Zombies. Oh, you came in after 4 years after that demo, the Evulsion demo? That's cool, that's cool. Fucking great shit, man. Because I remember seeing you guys play at the, was it Brian Pattison put on that show with, I believe, Embalmer, Grave Descent, and Seplophile. I believe that was the show. And Evulsion. You were on that one? I think that was the show. Summertime Daisies. Who's bringing up Summertime Daisies? They're from London, Ontario. Fucking right, man. That was a hilarious name. It's actually funny, because Shane, the guitarist in that band, I've known him fucking forever too, and before Summertime really kicked in, Summertime Daisies kicked in. So we were chatting before, because he was one of the guys that I went and picked up my buddy Darren Quinn at his house at the time. I believe Shane lived there also, and he was talking about he was talking about starting a band or whatever like that, and Cryptopsy just came out, so, you know, obviously everybody loved that name, and, you know, was trying to like mix names together and all that kind of shit. So he ended up the one name that he was really liking, that he wanted to, he was like, I'm thinking about Grave Opsy. I'm like, that's cool. But Cryptopsy just came out, so everyone's just going to think that. But Recorruptor. Where's that? But anyways, so Summertime Daisies, yeah, came out. They put out they put out that album, and it wasn't too bad, actually. Not too bad. London, Ontario, guys. So we're hanging out. Yeah, Severed Records, man. I just want to give a shout out to Barrett out of Rochester there. The guy's been putting out fucking brutal shit for the longest time, and he's just a fucking he's just into it, man. Like, the guy supports as much as someone can. It's fucking awesome, man. And it's a pleasure to know Barrett, and known him for quite a while now too. We ended up going up to the New York Death Fest. Was it 2 years ago? With who was there? Dehumanized, Guttural Secrete, Cephalotripsy, Coke House. It was a great fucking lineup. It was a great show though. But Barrett, man, if you want to check it out, Severed Records out of Rochester. They're fucking brutal, man. Let's see. There's Trevor. Trevor Zebarth. Trevor, he's hanging out on here too. What's up, bro? He's hanging out on here too. And he, if you guys remember, I don't know if it did end up going into the States or anything like that, but there was a cartoon that came out, fuck, had to have been early 2000s. It's called Sons of Butcher. And it was like a heavy metal, like funny cartoon, man, that these guys, again, buddies from Hamilton, ended up doing this cool cartoon. And there's references to fucking, you know, all kinds of metal. And it's like Trailer Park Boys, but heavy metal, but cartoon. And it's fucking awesome, man. Check it out. Sons of Butcher. And again, great dudes. It was nice to, as I did an interview with those guys, Sons of Butcher, back in the day. And it was for a website that I was working with called Bedlam Society at the time. And did an interview with them. It was cool. But I didn't actually meet them. It was all, you know, online or whatever. And then it was cool that they were at I think it was Niagara Falls Comic-Con. And they were there, I think it was a booth. And I noticed, I was like, fucking Sons of Butcher. What, are you the guys or whatever? And lo and behold, man, fuck, it was nice to finally meet Trevor, Mr. Trevor Zebarth and his brother. So Haunted Hotel Records is a great label as well. It's a fucking great label, man. Oh, dude. 2005. Really, eh? Yeah, Severid. Is that how it works? Can we see? Can we see? I'm just going to puff my chest out to you. Danish old school death metal. There you go, Ken. Ken had to fucking pipe up, of course. Defamatory, witchcraft, ill-disposed, yeah. Exhaust, invocator, yeah. Maceration, pugnacity. Cool. Fucking right. Cerebral Rot. Oh, man, how do you... Cerebral Rot's a fucking great band, man. And I didn't mind their 7-inch, but it didn't click. I find their album to click way more than the 7-inch. Their album is fucking great, man. And what's cool about that album too is I love how raw and real it is. Like, again, yesterday we were talking about the demos and all that kind of shit. And that album, like, they left in mistakes and whatever happened during the recording sessions, man. If you listen to it, it's cool. Sometimes the double kick doesn't catch up right away, or sometimes the riff's a little, whatever. But that's what makes it fucking wicked. And it just makes you relate, because we're all human beings, and we can't play decrepit birth or brain drill, right? So it's kind of nice to see that. Deeds of Flesh to play Buffalo? Fuck, I wish. Come on, man. That would be fucking unbelievable. I got to see Deeds of Flesh in the 90s anyways, so... I got to see him with all the good albums. Meh. So, too bad. I miss Butchered Records. Yeah, Butchered was hooked up with Severid Records for a bit. Mr. Pat Pagan, good friend of ours too, and over in Buffalo, and it's just hard to run a record label, dude. Like, it's fucking tough. You got to be out there 100%. You got to be on top of trades. You got to be on top of releases. You got to be on top of promo, marketing, everything. Like, it's insane. Especially with the amount of record labels that are out there. Holy shit. There's a lot going on. Fucking right. So, yeah. There's some good old Danish shit too, man. You rock, Trevor. Alright, cool. Well, hope everyone's hanging out and you got your beers ready and stuff like that. But we're hanging out, and I think we're gonna chat with this prick in Detroit. Let's call this prick. Oh shit. Yeah. R.I.P. Eric from Deeds. He fucking drumming, man. Holy crap. Pagan. Fucking right. Pat Pagan. Guy's got to know Pat Pagan. Uh-oh, he's answering. Is he going to answer? Uh-oh, there he is.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Let's get you up a bit here. Chat it up.
We're batting 1,000 already.
There we are. Look at that. We're on point tonight. No thanks to Albert yesterday from Decibel Magazine not knowing how to work his phone.
That sucked. It was cool, but it sucked at the same time. I fell for him, man. But you guys still pulled it off. That was great. That was literally awesome.
Yeah, it kind of worked out, eh?
Right.
Totally. So.
Hey, man, before we start doing anything,
okay,
I want to publicly thank you. On behalf of the band, I want to publicly thank you, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be where we're at right now. Thank you very much.
Whoa, what's going on here, man? What's happening?
What's happening? Well, okay. Do you want me to start it off and I'll tell you right off the rip, or what?
Yes. So this is Mike Bradley from Centenary, as long as we can get that out of the way.
How you doing? Sorry.
Fucking right, bro. Fucking right, dude.
Good to talk to you, man.
It's about time, eh? We've been going back and forth enough.
Right. So, all right. May I?
Please do.
Right. Through the powers that be and this stupid face garbage, right? Which I also have to thank, right? This guy put up a post on Facebook. Any bands need any help with the label? I was, and dude that helps me out, one of my best friends, Greg. All right, Greg Gorey, right?
Yep.
Well, the one also that also helped out on this too. Thank you a lot, Greg. This one goes out to you as well, man. And there was a couple posts back and forth about the band Centenary, and it raised interest with Mr. Craig Newman. Thank you very much as well. And he got a hold of me directly. And after going over the paperwork with our lawyer, I signed it. And that's how it all happened.
Cool.
I had to say it right off the rip, dude. Thank you very much, Cam. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, man. We're just, we're all here trying to help each other out and give everybody the opportunities that everybody needs.
Damn right, man. Thank you, folks. That's awesome.
Fucking right.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
So these motherfuckers are from Detroit. What's going on in Detroit?
Oh, there's all kinds of shit going on here now, except nothing. Just like everybody else, should I go get my fucking mask and put it on and shit?
No, I'm good. Do you have a designer one? Do you have a cool one?
Yeah.
So.
My boss's old lady one.
Oh shit! Oh gosh.
Crazy.
So.
Crazy.
Let's start at the beginning here. So. This is your band, correct?
In so many words, sure.
Sure. Okay. So
Sure.
So when did Centenary, come to fruition?
November 2014. After a couple of very interesting purchases off of eBay, where I was able to procure a couple HM2 Boss heavy metal pedals for cheap. I bought one for $65 and one for $35. All right. The whole thing with bands emulating that sound was just starting to do a thing, you know what I mean? So I'm like, well, fuck, that's something that I've always wanted to do. Like the Entombed Left Hand Path record is like the blueprint for the band. I'll be honest, it's just the way it is, and other things are thrown in and whatever else, but the chainsaw, the guitar sound,
Yep.
When we've even taken it, and I don't even want to say that I've Americanized it. I want to say more along the lines is that we've kind of created our own version of it.
Yep, you totally did.
Our own, like, not only do I use one, but my lead guitarist does as well, Matt Cunningham. Cheers. By the way, Matt and Jim spent some serious time doing a really cool video that we just got done debuting on Facebook this very day.
Oh, what's going on? What is it?
It's for another song off the new record called Orange Barrel Autopsy. It's a fun one. It's a heavy, brutal song.
Well, I guess I guess somebody can post up some links. Mr. Gregory, he's hanging out here. He could post some links in the comments there.
Please, Greg, somebody.
Yeah, totally.
My hands are tied. Fuck.
So it's a new song, old song?
It's a newer song. It's a newer song off the last record that we put out. Pardon me. This late summer, early fall, we ended up handling some stuff. A friend of ours, actually a really good friend of ours, Don Durr, guy that plays guitar in Temple of Void, the guy that recorded our last record, Into the Graveless Beyond. He kind of reached out to me and he saw, like, you guys are having a lot of problems putting out the record. You had a label and there's shit all over you. Why don't you just let me put it out? And this is what I can do. And I'm like, all right. And we were getting ready to do a weekend junket, 3 dates. That's another whole different story. And we needed some product to sell and everything like that. We ended up playing Buffalo, New York that weekend too. So you always mention Buffalo because you live close by there, right?
I'm a half an hour away from the border, pretty much.
Right on. See, that's like Craig. Craig lives in Windsor, eh? And it's right across the fucking bridge from us over here.
Totally. Yeah, and he's 2.5. I think it's a 2.5 hour drive, 3 hour drive to here, to Niagara Falls, St. Catharines, or whatever. So
yeah, you guys get to cheat. We can't really do that in the States unless we cut through Canada and cut all the time out.
Totally. Yeah, because you guys are driving all the way around pretty much.
Yeah, I got to get that. Well, the last time we cut across Pennsylvania and played like Cleveland, we were going to do Dayton, Cleveland, and New York, and then come back. And the van took a shit before it even left the day that we were supposed to be playing in Dayton, so we had to cancel that. Got the new van, got that over to us. Then we played Cleveland with these guys. I don't know if you can see it, Blood Tusk and Self-Loathing. That was a fun time. Had good fun and bumped into some old hangings and some old buddies. Saladin, Danny Saladin was there, and Paulie the Gore Fiend from Embalmer.
Fucking A.
And then in Buffalo we played with Nunslaughter, and two of the guys from Blood Tusk playing Nunslaughter too. So it's like we hung out with them for like a whole weekend. It was cool, So made good buddies with them, and man, that was just a killer weekend. New York ruled. Buffalo fucking ruled. That was a good time. That little bar that we played at was the shit.
What was it?
Period. The sound was on. Fuck. Mohawk something or another?
Mm-hmm. Mohawk Place, yep.
Yeah.
Totally. Great venue, man. Yeah, I just, last time I was there was to see Master.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Paul is an old friend of mine.
Fuck.
The first show that I ever played out live with my very first band back in '96 was with Master.
And what band was that?
We were called Grievance.
Grievance?
I did Grievance for 4 years. That started in '95 with my best friend Tony. And seriously, that ran for like 4 years. And then I did another band called All Creation Wept for about 3-4 years. That kind of took a shit. Let's see here now. Then I ended up moving to Ohio and joined Solidification. I was their vocalist.
Uh-huh.
So I lived in Dayton, Ohio for about a good 9 months. We cut a record called Vendetta Driven. You can look that up on YouTube. It's all over the place. My vocals are pretty sick on that. I I'll toot my own horn. I did a good job, I guess, you know. That's why they wanted me. I was playing bass back then. I've been playing guitar since I was like 13, off and on and shit, and never took it really totally seriously, you know. But then started taking it seriously later on. But if it wasn't for like pushes and stuff like that earlier in life, like from my sister, who bought me my first guitar, who bought me my first Iron Maiden record, you know, then I wouldn't be talking to you today at all.
Yeah, totally. It's always that older brother or sister or sibling or something, right? That hands off, or just like, you got to come and listen to this, and then all of a sudden your fucking life just switches.
Right? That was it. That was it.
I had a neighbor that lived, literally directly beside me. He was an old BMX friend, so we'd always used to go booting all the time. And his older brother was about, I think he was like 15 or 16 at the time. And this is just when Peace of Mind came out, pretty much. And and he comes over to the house with his brother, and you know, obviously everybody had record players back in the 70s and 80s, right? So you put it on, and then right away, my parents are like, okay, like what's going on here? Just be careful, just be careful, guys, because both of my parents are big music nerds, anyways, back in the day. So you know, they were into not everything, but they were into it, so they got it.
Right. Right.
But yeah, it was my buddy's older brother that introduced me to, you know, beyond Black Sabbath and that sort of thing. I was like, oh shit, there's heavier stuff than Black Sabbath? What's going on here? And then bam.
Oh my God, what is this?
Yeah, totally. So how old are you then, my friend?
46.
46. All right. So you've been jamming for quite a while then, pretty consistently?
Yeah. Took a couple year break here, a couple year break there.
Yeah, but you always had some sort of band throughout that, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've been in. This is 5. Yeah, this is 5.
Band number 5.
After doing vocals for Solidification, I came back home here, and I joined a grind band called Vein of Lunacy, and that went pretty good for a while. And shit.
So Centenary.
I took about a 6 or 7 year break.
Okay.
Got married for a second time. Did some stupid shit. Lived out in fucking Utah.
Wow. You really tripped around, eh?
Yeah, that didn't work out. Came back home. And other things happened and whatever else. And I'm like, you know what? Back in November, I got to talking to an old friend of mine that played in my first band, Mike Rizet, about playing drums originally. And that was the original hookup, was me, him, and Scott Lambert, who's a guy from here that plays plays bass in a really cool, how do I want to call it? They call it sludge. But it's like if Neurosis and Godflesh had children and pissed on them. You know, it's fucking brutal.
Jesus.
I mean, super droney and heavy as fuck, and lots of fucking feedback. Wow, feedback.
Right.
It's heavy.
So
shit. And my best friend Tony does vocals in it, and it's just, it's a sight, you know. But that was the original 3-piece lineup of the band. I decided to switch and play guitar because nobody was going to play a chainsaw guitar, so I faked it for a while, trying to figure out how to get the tone right. And yeah, from 2014 to 2016, that was like to our first show. So we like fucked off for like an entire year. I had people that wanted to be in the band and then gave it up. And then I replaced them and then trained people and then they gave up. There's been like 11, 12 motherfuckers in the band, 13 now.
Wow.
You know, it's been going on for 6 years. I've had this one. This is the longest I've ever played in a fucking band before, too.
So what made you want to use the Boss? Just because you love Clandestine, that's what it is?
Because Thomas Skogsberg is an absolute genius. That's why. Because when I was a kid, I found Left Hand Path, the original earache English version with the 2 bonus tracks.
Okay.
That was when bonus tracks were a fucking thing. Now you can't even get shit with bonus tracks anymore. Nobody does it. Sucks. Nobody makes anything special anymore. But anyways, so I bought it, and nobody that I knew even had a CD player back then. Like, what the fuck, you know? So I waited. And I'm like, there's got to be an opportunity or a chance to where I could fucking hear this, because it just looked really good, you know? The album art alone, it's like, my God, you know?
Yep.
And like months later, at my best friend's house, his dad, he told me that his dad got a CD player. Come on over, let's listen to that shit. And we just were both like, what the fuck is this? What the hell are they doing to those guitars, man, you know? And that's where it's from, you know?
So ever since then, you've just been in love and needed to start a band somehow with that tone.
Yeah, down the road, that's what I would have loved to have done, yeah. Back then, if I even knew how to operate it or get that noise, you know, now, with the internet, people talking to each other, I had a buddy of mine, the first Facebook friend that I ever made, this guy named Dylan Bevan that lives in Utah as well, right? He is a fanatic of the noise too and knows how to get it. So he was one that was actually very much responsible for me being able to do what I'm doing and what you hear when you hear my music. You know?
Right on. So are you the main riff writer then? Is that what you're saying?
For the time being, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, anybody else can do whatever the fuck they want, you know? Sometimes I have an idea and let it roll. And oh, God, thanks. Thank you to the dudes that we play with, you know? Thank you guys very much for doing everything, you know? Like, I got 2 guys in the band that live in Lansing, Michigan, which is an hour and 20-minute drive fucking, you know, west from here. So they drive here. Oh, well, they haven't in quite a while because of all this fucking, you know, Corona shit.
Yep.
And whatever else, and dedicated. And it's like, they just like, I don't know what it is. I'll come up with an idea, and the guys will lay into it. Man, I'll fucking find a lead spot, and fucking he'll just wail on some shit, and we have a song. It's just kind of how it works.
So the band gels pretty well then.
Yeah, it's not like, I'm not Mr. Totalitarian about shit, you know. It's kind of like, here it is, and we play it, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, all right, you know. Or if they got a gripe, they gripe.
Yeah, well, that's a band's got to be honest to each other, or else it's never gonna last. Right.
And Jim Albrecht, that's the guy that piped in about the Summertime Daisies. That's our bass player. He's been with us the longest. That guy's been through at least since 2016. So yeah, he's been with the band for, what is it, 2016, 2020, 4 years?
Yeah.
He's the longest member that's ever stayed with me, so.
Right on.
I guess I'm not that bad.
So you get the band together, you're in Detroit, you record a demo. So let's go through, you know, the releases so far, I guess.
All right. First thing that we decided to do was an EP, and it's called Where No Lives Matter. That come out in 2017, I believe, and eventually, in about a year, we sold 500 copies. Just pretty much like by ourselves, or like I sold a few to a couple people that did distro, and yeah, 500. You know, and that kind of self-financed other things going through and merchandise and whatever the fuck. That's the first thing. Where No Lives Matter, the first EP. It's basically an intro piece and 5 songs. And then some of that music has been re-recorded on the new album that we just put out through Death Psalm. You can look that up on Bandcamp. It's available for a digital download and physical copy. And, yeah, Death Psalm Records, Death Psalm, PSALM,
yep.
Death Psalm. And, once again, shout out to Dunder. And, that's what we have out so far. We have 2 CDs. We have an EP and a full length. And for CDN, for our first release, because it's kind of interesting, there's one of our EP things is up on Discogs for like $50 or some shit like that.
Wow.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? You know, it's because it's rare, because I sold 500 and I quit. So there's only 500 out there, and you know, it's like, okay, whatever. Wait a minute here. I can do something stupid here. I can do it like this. Yeah, here. There's that. Where no lives matter.
There it is. There it is.
Just a simple picture of a crypt, you know?
Yep.
And then, oh man, I have to dig out the other one. Into the Graveless Beyond is the other one. That's got really cool artwork on it too. But for this new thing, I'm almost done with most of the EP, if you want to call it that. But we're actually releasing like an album's worth of material on CDN Records. It's going to be 6 new songs and the original EP as bonus tracks. So it's going to be a full album worth of material. But it's just 2 EPs back to back. It's, you know, so that's getting re-released, you know, with the new EP, which we're calling Death, the Final Frontier. That's got album art that's already been done by Juanjo Castellano Rosado.
Oh, yeah, totally. Right on.
It's sick. I wish I could show it to you, but it's sick, man. Oh, can't wait to pop that out. That was supposed to be, for the first album deal, supposed to be the original album artwork that this guy was going to apparently pay for. And I made a deal with the man, so I'm going to stick with the plan. So I'm taking care of it now. That's the only way that I can explain it. The guy's been super cool. I talked to him a lot. He's a huge basketball fan, believe it or not. So that's cool.
So you guys are recording 6 new songs. Obviously, not during all this shit right now. Is that what's happening?
When things once I get done, like, all right. Let's see here now, putting on the spot. That's it.
That's it.
All right. I have 3. We have 1, 2. We have 3 that are pretty much done out of the 6. And I have another 2 that are in utero. And then there's the 1 more. So that's, I'm just kind of like, whenever I have the time, I'm picking up my guitar. I at least was able to get one before I got locked up. You know what I mean? Like my job, I still have my job. I still work, you know.
Oh, shit.
Hang on a minute, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to try something dumb.
Yeah, turn some lights on maybe. I was going to say, you're getting a little dark there. The sun's going down.
There we go. All right. So basically the new EP is like, once it's done and we actually get to a chance to fucking practice, you know, and get everybody to do it and everything like that, there is an undisclosed location where we're going to record. We've already picked it out. I can't say shit yet. I was told not to. Kind of stupid shit, but whatever. You know, got to keep it kind of mysterious for everybody.
Well, you have to nowadays, because like I find too many bands or just too many projects. They release everything, and then there's no mystery to it anymore. Right? Here's all the behind the scenes. Here's all the bonus tracks. Here's everything. Like, bam, throw everything at once. And It's like, well, you're not leaving much to the imagination anymore. So, you know, whatever.
Keep them guessing, man. Got to keep everybody guessing.
Yeah.
A lot of the times I'll post on the band page and I'll say, stay tuned. You know? Dude, you know, they used to work when we were kids and we'd watch TV and shit, right? You know, stay tuned, you know.
That's it. Saturday morning cartoons. Stay tuned after the commercial breaks.
Mm-hmm. And you were there, man. You were all, I ain't moving. Fuck this shit. I'm not missing a lick of this. Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. Fuck, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. Same thing happened with, I believe it was Miami Vice. Every time they went to a commercial, they would do a little flashback of what they were going through, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, tune in after the break when, you know, Tubbs actually finds out and this and that.
Right. Yeah, right.
So funny. So you guys are gonna be recording 6 songs. Are you not re-recording the old EP? You're it's just that's getting tacked on.
Excuse me. We kind of feel, and a lot of other people kind of feel. Oh yeah, definitely. We feel, and we kind of feel that Jeff, our friend Jeff Sanders, did such a good job on the EP that it really doesn't need to be fucked with. But re-released to a larger audience is cool.
Right.
So I don't think fucking with that is ever going to be a question.
Or influences for the band then, because obviously we have that HM2 sound, but
right.
There's more to it. It's not Swedish. It's not melodic. You have an American sound to it also.
Well, I like a lot of caveman shit. You know what I mean? Like you were playing fucking Undergang earlier, man. Oh, that fucking band rules, dude.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Primal, it's so that's the point, So it's like, oh boy, bands. Okay. Here's a good example. American bands like Obituary. I'm sorry, those guys they can do hardly any wrong.
Right.
Fuck, that band absolutely is astounding. Huge influence in the band. Huge, in my opinion. Everybody else has their own opinion and whatever else. But that's what I say. I love the way that that band has always been a top-notch one for me. So not only is there like the Swedish aspect of it, but there's also the American aspect of it. So it's like a mishmash. Not to mention the fact that we have a song that's got kind of like a black metal feel to it. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I'm not, and never have been afraid to challenge that noise, because that guitar pedal, it makes a specific noise, and to make it sound right, you have to actually write your music around how that guitar pedal sounds, So doing certain things on that guitar pedal, it don't sound right at all,
right.
So the challenge then there is that making it your own and giving it like an American feel with the precision and the clarity,
Yep.
And it's been difficult figuring it out, but I mean, like, we have a song that's got like a total like slam death fucking suffocation breakdown part in it. You know what I mean? And in Ghastly Graves, I mean, with the pitch harmonic squeal and everything, it's fucking beautiful, But it's the chainsaw part, you know what I mean? Have you ever heard a band that done that, And that's kind of like sometimes where I would go with piecing music together, or sewing it together like a Frankensteinian corpse or whatever you want to call it, Just and it's always about what sounds good.
Yeah.
What's going to make the person's head literally dislodge off their fucking shoulders. That's what I tried to do.
Because the thing I've always found with those pedals, with that sound, is you have a hard time getting that American crunch, right? Like you have those breakdowns, right? Like jun 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 jun, right? But then you throw in that HM or whatever, and it almost it's so muffly. It's hard to get like a palm muted chunk, right? So I guess it's hard to work around that.
Yeah, sometimes it's the feedback too. And if you just kind of like stand away from your amp, you get like a totally different aspect on it. You can do palm mutes real good and all kinds of good fucking doubles and triplets and shit. It's interesting. You gotta fuck with it, man.
Yeah.
You just gotta fuck with it. The masters know their shit, so.
Yeah, pretty much, right? That's why they're there. So
definitely paying homage,
Yeah, totally. So is this kind of going to be the sound that the band is going to take from here on in? Or try to, at least?
Oh, I'll never get rid of the guitar tone. That would be like cutting my nose off, spite my face. No, fuck that. No way. No way, man. It's taken me 20 years to figure it out. Now I got it. I'm unleashing it. Fuck all this shit, man, you know. Let it rip.
Okay.
Let it rip, you know. Pour it on that fucking chainsaw. It sucks that Jackal made that stupid fucking song, because that would be a great gimmick, is to actually be able to start one on stage, right? I can't ever do that ever again, you know what I mean?
Why not? Who gives a fuck?
Oh, fuck.
Come on.
I'll get critiqued for that shit.
Yeah, but it's part of the sound. That's the thing. That's the point. They're jumping around with Jackal's jumping around with a chainsaw because they're rednecks. You guys would be jumping around with a chainsaw because that's what the guitars sound like.
All right.
So it works. But then again, though, you have to watch out because Exhumed is always carrying around the guy with the chainsaw now too, right?
True.
So, but anyways, though, I mean, everybody's got to throw in their own little twist anyways. And my old band, Coffin Rot, one of our first shows we did, we had,
Sick name, dude.
What's that?
Sick name, dude. Coffin Rot? That's pissed.
Yeah, there's actually a new band right now called Coffin Rot, and they're kicking ass. But we always had horror movie soundtrack intros, because I mean, I just love fucking Mortician and Impetigo. They're like one of the greatest bands ever. And
yes,
during one of the intros, we rented a chainsaw, got the chain taken off, and then Buddy just came out and fucking ripped around the audience, just fucking wah, wah, and then all of a sudden, just in the background, we were just fucking judge, and then the song starts. Yeah, it kicked ass, man. So I understand the chainsaw part. It's awesome.
Halloween.
Totally. So.
Well, what about Halloween if the Rona's fucking over?
Right, yeah. So, is Entombed the band that got you into death metal?
Oh, no, not at all. Okay. Not at all. My roots, it's weird. Things kind of skipped. It's like, I didn't really get, when I first met my best friend Tony in 89, September 89, like high school art class. My man, I don't know, we just hit it off as, you know, younger kids. I had my jean jacket on, my fucking Metallica shirt, you know. I was Mr. Thrasher, because that was what I knew, you know.
Yep.
And he come at me and he's all like, dude, you ever heard this? And he's got, what is it, was it From Enslavement or Scum? It was one or the other. It had to have been Scum from Napalm. And then he had a Sore Throat record, too. I don't know if you ever heard Sore Throat.
Oh, fuck. I have Nevermind the Napalm Here's Sore Throat album.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's a good one, too, right? So it's like, that was what I first heard as far as extreme music, was from my friend Tony, you know. And then it came, you know, then it went into, like, you know, God, what else did he have? Leprosy and stuff like that. Then we went record shopping. He became my best friend. He's still my best friend, you know.
Sweet.
And it just kind of evolved from there.
Of course.
And then, you know, finding more extremities and having more access to stuff, and like actually going to a place where the old creepy man had the best fucking shit. There used to be a store called John's Snake Pit, literally called John's Snake Pit, right? And he sold petty candy. If you were underage, he'd sell you cigarettes. You know, there's bottle pop. And then there's metal T-shirts, fucking hard rock T-shirts, the fucking great big metal rings, the studs, the spikes. Dude, he had like fucking everything. But then he also had like all the weird, rare fucking European fucking death metal shit. It just started coming, and he started getting everything, you know, like, I bought my first Napalm Death T-shirt from there. I bought my Entombed Left Hand Pass CD from him. Greg Gorey, I met Greg Gorey from going to that store and buying a demo from his first band called Execration, and found out that the guy lived right around the corner from my house. That's fucked.
Look at
That's fucked. Yeah. So, I actually have like two best friends. You know, it's weird.
Right on.
Trifecta.
So yeah,
Anyway.
obviously shit just gets more extreme and more extreme. But
Right.
but you really gravitated to the European sound, obviously.
Oh yeah, that. And then when I got like the second grind, because the first Grind Crusher comp was hard to find. The second one came out and was a little bit more accessible, you know. And that had Carnage on it, and I'm like, what the fuck? Another band sounds like this, you know? But it's a little different, but it's still same, you know?
Right.
As ignorant and you know, it sounds like it's still staying, right? You know? Try to keep a caveman, you know? No, I'm kidding. But anyways, listening to that and hearing that sound and hearing that it can happen more often than you could imagine, it's like, oh, wow, okay, there's going to have to be more. And then Century Media got released in the United States, and like they got The Grave, Unleashed, all that shit, you know, so you got exposed to that. And even though it didn't sound like that, it still had both those records still had the fucking raw intensity and insanity. Dude just ruled.
Yep.
That's where it came from, right there.
Sweet. So you obviously you soaked it all in, like the American, the European, just everything.
Oh yeah. I still to this day, even though my main forte is like basically good old fashioned death metal, whether it be new or old, you know, like that Frenolith. That Frenolith is good.
Yes.
Undergong's good. You know, there's a lot of new stuff that's coming out that's really, really, really cool, you know. But I like some slammy shit a little bit.
A little bit, yep, totally.
I like some black metal shit. I like doom. Old, you know, like the old classics, I guess you could say. Even some 60s music, and then like I'm really my weird one is like 80s new wave.
Love it. Love it. I fucking love new wave.
Like Flock of Seagulls and the fucking all that crap.
Oh, Platinum Blonde, fucking Visage, Rough Trade, China Crisis. Like I love it all, man. This shit is unbelievable. And that's my summertime music. As soon as this weather starts getting warm, it's time to fucking bust out the 80s and just get silly.
Right. Relax, hang out, and fucking do nothing. Fuck, man.
Totally. So what was your first death metal show that you went to?
Oh, the greatest conversation in the world has just started. Same dude, Tony Wright, had to beg on bent knee to my mother to let me go to my first concert, which I believe was late September, early October, 89, somewhere around there, right? It was, we'd already been to school. He became my best buddy. We hang out, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so he's like, yeah, I'm going to this show, you know, Death, Pestilence, and Carcass, you know, at Blondie's over by 7 and Evergreen, which is a pretty legendary place, you know. Like the guys in Creator talk about that place all the time.
Right.
Yeah. The dude that used to own it opened up a new, well, it's not a new club, it's an old club, but he opened up another one and it's bigger. It's he's the owner of Harpo's here now, which was a big place for a while. Seen a lot of cool shows there too. But so my mom finally relinquished, and I was able to go. We walked into the club. I paid my money. They marked my hand. I asked my buddy Tony where the John was, and he's like, it's back over there. So I walked over there, went in the bathroom, and there's like 2 stalls and 2 urinals. I was walking to go take a piss in one of the urinals. There was a bit of a filmy water and some fucking floating turds and some shit all over the floor. And I turned real quick and I looked to my fucking right, and there's a straight up fucking Mohawk punk rock dude, totally done up with all the studs on the vest and Dayglow abortion shirt of all things, if you could believe that.
Fucking right.
right there on the fucking ground, dude, tied off with a fucking needle in his arm.
Ooh.
Lying on the John floor, dude, with all that floating shit and whatever. So I walked in the puddle, and I fucking walked over here, and I took a piss. And I walked back out, and I didn't even look at the guy again, and I went back out into the bar, right? You know? And then we found out carcass, something happened. That's still rumor or whatever, why they didn't make it from wherever they were at to Detroit, but they didn't make it to Detroit. So a local band called Fatal played instead. And that was their last show, believe it or not. And Fatal that's old school Detroit shit for sure. They were awesome. Many demos. They got a CD anthology out on that Necroharmonic label.
Yes. I was just talking about Roy Fox. He's a fucking good friend,
right.
Good friend too. Yeah, man.
So that's worth checking out for sure. Fatal is the shit. So they played and blew my fucking mind. I was like, what the hell is going on with this? This is awesome, you know? And then Pestilence. Dude. Martin Van Druen, left-handed playing the bass, dominated. They blew Death off the stage. Death came out, no James Murphy, spiritual healing. They ran through the motions. They had some other guy that I'd never seen before. And they were all right. But it wasn't, I know people are probably going to be like, oh my God, this is terrible of you saying this. But Pestilence ruled that night, period.
I go on record all the time too, and growing up, you know, obviously Death was thrown in your face just because they were the band, right? But I didn't gravitate to them because I just wasn't into that style of death metal, I guess you could say. Like, just kind of, it was like, then at least, like Leprosy and stuff, it was simple riffs, kind of basic, right?
Leprosy is shit.
It's a great album.
Rick Ross is the shit.
Right. But there wasn't enough blast beats. There wasn't enough, like, gurgling growls and all that kind of stuff. So I ended up not really caring too much about Death. I gravitated towards, like, the Suffocation and the New York style. And I wanted to hear, like, the brutal, like, and fucking blast beats and super double kick and, you know, some good fucking breakdowns and stuff. And Death just didn't give that to me. But, I mean, obviously, you know, looking back, I was like, well, I mean, I'm just a fucking punk rock kid trying to be, you know, as hard and edgy as possible, and Death wasn't hard and edgy as possible for me at that time.
Right on.
So totally no, but I understand with the Pestilence though, because like what
flat out, that show changed my life.
Yeah,
that was it. I was fucking hooked, dude. I'm like, we have to go now. You know, this band is playing. What do they sound like, you know?
Yeah.
And it was a discovery. I happened upon it at the right moment, like right when it started. There was a couple things that I missed, like I didn't get to go to the first Death Fest here, but whatever.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit I missed too, man. I look back and I was like, I could have fucking walked over the border in like 20 minutes and seen these shows. And it was like, I had all this other shit going on too, right? Because like, I mean, I was in some death metal. I was in a death metal band back then, and then I really started getting into the SoCal punk stuff, right? Like No Effects and Good Riddance and all that kind of shit, right? So I fucking dove right into that because I like I skateboarded like hard. Like that's all I did was fucking skateboard every day, all day. So I loved that, you know, the first bunch of Warped Tours and all that kind of shit. You know, I really liked that scene. So I jumped into punk rock bands, and then I jumped back into death metal bands, and then I jumped into a lot of mushrooms, and then that brought me into a lot of psychedelic, and then I just started tripping out a lot, and I was like, okay, this is a little too much maybe, and then I was like, okay, now I want to go back to death metal and everything. So like I just loved all the music all the time, right? So I missed a lot of shit because my head was everywhere, man. I wanted to go see punk rock shows, I wanted to go see death metal shows, I wanted to go see, hip hop shows. I wanted to go see everything, man. I just loved it all.
Right on.
Totally.
It just from there. Anything that we found or could figure and find that was somewhat heavy or somewhat ball crushing, we ended up finding it. We would go, no matter what. It became like the thing to do.
Totally.
There was cool venues then that always used to host it, and then there was the gigantic dry period.
Right. Yeah. What during the new metal renaissance? Is that what you're talking about?
New metal renaissance.
You know what though? I will give it that when I first heard Korn Blind, I didn't mind it because it was different, right? I didn't mind it.
Too. It wasn't that bad. That first record.
It wasn't bad, man. That first record is actually not terrible. And then obviously it just got worse after that, and everything was rehashed. But what really got, like we had the conversation yesterday, Sepultura's Roots Bloody Roots was what
a letdown.
Yes.
Oh, fucking letdown.
Yeah.
Man, what a letdown.
But you could see it though with Chaos AD. There was good tunes on Chaos. Yeah. Yeah. Chaos was good, but it started getting some of those just like plain basic riffs that Roots Bloody is just, that's all it is, right?
And it's horrible.
Yeah. I can't listen to the album anymore personally. So what's going on? What's going on in Detroit now? What's happening there? Like scene wise.
Well, the big one everybody knows, Temple of Void's kind of like taken off pretty damn hard this year. They put out a flexi in Decibel.
Right.
And that's kind of a cool honor. You know what I'm saying?
Props to Detroit.
They released their new album, and it's getting rave reviews, as it should, Those guys are our brothers, we've played with them. I've had them do gigs with us, and we've done gigs for them. They're our homeboys,
Sweet.
They're doing pretty good, and I think the Eisenblast guys are getting ready to release something in the near future. Last time I talked to, I think it was the last time I talked to Nate. They were working on stuff.
Right on.
And there's a ton of bands. There's a ton of good bands, and then there's like the Lansing scene, and then it's kind of like Michigan in a whole. You know what I mean? Like, we did a gig up in Bay City a little while ago, and there's a band called Triangulations from up there. They're fucking great. We played with a bunch of other really good bands too. Pestilent Age. Oh God, Absorbed.
Oh yeah.
Which is this weird black band. Hokori, which was really good. Anybody else? I can't remember.
So the scene's going pretty good in Detroit, actually.
Yeah, and it's like there's bands that are from over here and over here and over here that are coming over here and are doing really good too. Like let's see here now, like Throne is awesome around here too. Really really good band, really really good guys. My homeboys band, 1,000 Yard Stare, they play out. There's all kinds of stuff, man. Fuck.
Sweet. Good.
Sauron. There's a band up in Bay City, 2-chick doom fucking heavy shit called Witch Fist.
Another witch band.
Pretty good. And another witch band. Man, there's so much.
So what's in the future for Centenary? We're getting you guys are prepping the tunes for CDN Records, 6 songs, putting an old demo out. And you guys were supposed to be doing some pretty fucking cool shows, which unfortunately, like everything else, just got squashed.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, there's some mighty shows that were coming up with you guys.
Right? Demolic. We had Demolic. Well, we still have that. And I think we still have the Rapikaloo show, too.
Okay.
So I'm good with those. Those were, yeah. But it's going to be 2021 before any of that shit happens. So it is what it is. I'm good with that. That's fine.
Totally. But the fact that you guys have been jumping on some really, really cool bills is definitely something to get you guys pumped and just like, we're fucking fighting for this even harder now.
Oh yeah, man, and you know, we had good stuff going that I don't know if I'm going to be able to pop out now either. You know, like we were playing with Sin Eater, April 18th, which would be this coming weekend.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
That's obviously not happening, which sucks ass. Then there was the Embalmer and Nunslaughter.
Yep.
We're playing with them here. That's May 9th. That's probably not fucking happening. But we're going to reschedule that as soon as possible. We're going to reschedule the Sin Eater one. Anything that we can reschedule, we're going to. It's just going to be like later date or whatever. Just kind of pay attention to the fucking page and all that crap. Pretty
Totally.
please.
So we'll get Gregory on here to put up more links to you guys for Centenary stuff. Any last words for everybody out there? Fucking what's up?
Right on. Some of us are here for a long time, man, and some of us are here for a short time. Enjoy the time. Thanks a lot, guys. You guys rule. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Is there any questions? Anybody got a question for me or anything?
Yeah, is there any? Yeah, let's see what's going on here. And nobody's really coming up with any questions. Everyone's just chatting in the background. James Smith, can't wait for the new band I'm working with to record. Never mind. Greg, Raise the Dead. That's his band. Shit Life and Boreworm.
Oh, yeah. That's another good one, man. Two-piece chicken grind, the fastest grind in the Midwest right there, brother. They are the shit.
Oh, Shit Life is? Yeah.
Have you seen that video for Rain and Bud yet?
No.
Oh, my God. I'll link it to you, dude. It is the funniest. Dude, it's about to become your favorite.
Yeah, because we have a band here, or I don't think they're around anymore. Local guys, they were called Shit Liver, and they almost had the same logo as Shit Life, because obviously, you know, with all the friends that we all have, that logo was popping up here and there. I was like, oh shit, let's check this out, right? I mean, Shit Life, Shit Liver, hilarious. And then I go check it out, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is like insane grind.
Oh yeah. It's that's Zach Gibson. Dude played in Phobia, Black Dahlia Murder, Abigail Williams.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's a brute on the drums, man. And Chris is maniacal playing guitar and singing. Oh my God, those two. Got to be careful around them too, man. They bring the fucking stanky stank.
Well, then you
almost passed smoking shit with them guys, man.
Well, then you got to come to Canada where it's legal.
Oh well, it's legal here.
What?
It is, yeah. I live in Michigan, bro.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Oh yeah, we went recreational just recently.
Oh shit. Okay. Are you allowed to grow your own too? Because we're allowed to grow 4 plants.
12, I think. It's up to 12. I might be right or wrong about that.
Wow.
I think that's what it was.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, like walking back and forth to work and shit like that, I smell some interesting smells. Awesome. It's awesome. Everybody's got it. It's crazy.
All right, so we got our buddy Ian here saying, what's your favorite song from the newest album?
Oh, from the newest one?
From the new shit that you guys are working on, I guess.
Oh, from the newest one that I'm working on?
Maybe, I'm not sure. It says favorite song from the newest album.
All right, I'll do both.
Okay,
all right?
Let's do it.
So far, for the new record, "Strangled by the Night" one that I just got done doing that's been my favorite so far. That one's got some class to it. Y'all appreciate that one. It's good. "Strangled by the Night," Kolchak Part 2. That's on the new record. There's your preview.
Right on.
And from the album, from Into the Graveless Beyond, PTSD, post-traumatic saw disorder. That's one of my favorites. That one turned out good in the studio. There's like a really cool like dueling harmony thing towards the ass end of the song.
Sweet.
You wouldn't expect it. Pretty cool. It turned out really good.
Well, what was the what's that song that I heard already? You guys sent a little like jam clip or whatever like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the new one. Yeah, that's the new. Yeah, you got the new, bro.
Sneak peek.
Yeah.
And it's
It
fucking.
it sounds like shit, but you get kind of an idea.
Oh, totally. Well, yeah. I mean, pretty much everything recorded on a phone usually doesn't have the best sound quality.
Luckily, this has been pretty good, I hope.
Oh, this has been freaking amazing. Actually, I can hear you loud and clear. This is perfect.
Right on, man.
Nobody's got any more questions.
I'm good, man. Peace out.
Cool.
Thanks again, Cam. I appreciate you, bro.
Oh, thank you, man. And I'm glad to be working with you guys and hanging out and seeing how all this is going to work out. This is fucking awesome, man.
Indeed, man. You're welcome. Bring Sagias with you, man. Bring Sagias with you.
I know. We got to get him out. The guy's still working too all the time. And it's like, I can only come out on the weekends, if anything. And it's like, well, then get the fuck out of here on the weekends, man. We got to do some hanging.
I'll make arrangements, man.
All right.
We'll take care of it.
All right. Well,
I
then,
got you.
So then you got to make sure to be coming to Buffalo then.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. November. Everything's all right, yeah, in November. I already got something booked. Tonawanda?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think I said that right?
Yep.
There's a bar there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Killer Bill.
All right, let's do it. Well, thank you very much, and yeah, let's fucking keep everybody updated on everything, and make sure to send me all the juicy info as it comes in, so we can give it to everybody else. And I'm sure everybody else on here is going to. Oh shit! Somebody else. What? Greg's already thrown in the July show.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Yeah, thanks, Greg. Thanks, Greg. The July show, I hope, will still be going on too. That's Mortiscald and Cardiac Arrest and us.
Mutilatred.
Yeah, Mutilatred. Yeah.
Manic Impulse.
Yes.
Triangulations.
Yes, that's the last one. Right. Sorry.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That's a lineup there. Fucking right.
Yeah. That's going to be at the New Dodge. When everything lifts and we still got that, and that's cool in July, that's going to happen.
Fuck, that's awesome. Right on.
You guys are more than welcome for that. That's going to be a sick show.
Oh shit! I got to travel down there, man. It's killing me not to be able to just go hang out down there with you guys.
It's going to be. You know what? Here's the other thing too. It's going to become a local market now for a while. It's going to be like bars going to be able to get to open. And when it gets to open, it's going to be a fucking free-for-all because people are going to have some stuff booked and it's going to be like flip-flopped and people are going to cancel shit.
Yep. It's
going to be weird. So it's going to be like there will be opportunities. And I'm just going to have to try and jump on them until I have stuff still, like kind of catching up, which is weird because I got like stuff boiling in August. I got a date in Indianapolis in September. Nothing in October. November is supposed to be Buffalo or Tonawanda.
Right. But you're keeping busy though. That's the main point. Fucking pushing the shit out of the band.
Indeed.
Fucking right. Well, again, thank you very much, and I think I got to take a shit actually.
Cheers, brother. Yes. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Enjoy it.
I will. I love enjoying shit.
Yeah! Thanks again, man. Appreciate it, dude. This has been perfect. This has been absolutely perfect.
Fucking right, man.
I can't wait to talk to Chuck. I can't wait to see Chuck tomorrow, too, man. That's going to be awesome.
Yes, exactly. Tomorrow night with Chuck from old school Canadian band Immortal Possession and his new band Votov. So, yeah, we're going to chat some old school Canadian and see where that goes.
New label mates of ours, I guess, or we're label mates of theirs, or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly.
CDN Records. Thanks again to Craig Newman for hooking us up, man. That's the shit. Thank you, sir.
Fucking right.
Thank you very much to everybody for tuning in.
Right on, man. All right, take it easy, bro.
Cheers, man.
Ciao. Boom. Boom. Well, that's fucking awesome. Good times, man. Good times to finally connect, man. We've been going back and forth like crazy, all the guys in Centenary. Great dudes, good band. Fucking Detroit death metal. Can't go wrong. Shit's coming out on CDN Records. And that's, I think that's it. Like I said, I gotta go take a shit. So, hey, thanks for hanging out, everybody. And support, please. Just like Bob Barker always says, spay and neuter your pets. What I'm going to say is support, like, and share as much as you fucking can. We need this. We need all of you. We need all the support, all of us together. We're all in this together. There's no egos. We can't have fucking egos in this. It's ridiculous. We can't have egos in fucking death metal. How stupid is that? So let's fucking do it, all right? Rock and roll, people.